I've always been fascinated by the turning points in history that changed the course of civilizations. Two mighty empires, Babylon and Persia, locked in a struggle that would reshape the ancient world. But it's not just about swords and shields.
It's about strategy, culture, and a leader who'd become a legend.
Now, you might be wondering, what was the world like back in 539 BCE? Well, let me paint.
You had Egypt, still basking in the glory of its past. The Lydians were living gold coins. Babylon wasn't just a city, it was the HE city. We're talking about massive ziggurats. The legend. These guys had been the big shots for decades. But there's a new kid on the block, Persia, and they're hungry. Let's zoom in on Persia for a second. These folks came out of nowhere, and suddenly they're the talk of the town.
This guy wasn't your average conqueror. He was playing 4D chess, while everyone else was stuck on checkers. In just a few years, he managed to build an empire stretching from modern-day Iran to Turkey.
Into specifics. Meanwhile, over in Babylon, things weren't looking so hot. Their king, Nabonidus, was...
He spent more time digging up old statues than actually running his kingdom. The priests were ticked off, the people were grumbling, and the army...
Now this is where things get interesting. Cyrus wasn't just a good general, Taff. He was a master of propaganda and diplomacy.
And he had a plan that was so crazy, it just might work. Instead of coming in as a bloodthirsty conqueror, he styled himself as a liberator. But there's more to it. Cyrus was known for respecting local customs and religions. All right, let's set the scene. It's 539 BCE, and Cyrus is on the move. His army... We're talking about a force that's battle-hardened, well-equipped, and motivated. They've got cavalry that can run circles around the Babylonians. Well, they're not exactly sitting ducks. They've got the home field advantage and some serious fortifications.
But their army is, let's say it's seen better days. Morale is low, training is spotty, and their leadership is about as inspiring as a wet blanket.
As the Persians approach, the Babylonians decide to make their stand at a place called Opis.
Now let's take a closer look at how these armies squared off. The Babylonians, they're old school. Heavy infantry, war chariots, the works.
They're banking on their city walls and the Euphrates River to give them an edge. But Cyrus? Oh, he's got some tricks up his sleeve. But the real game changer? Persian engineering. These guys could divert rivers, build bridges in record time, and their siege engines were second to none.
As the battle kicks off, it becomes clear that this isn't just a clash of armies, Kroos. It's a clash of military philosophies.
The battle was pivotal, marking the end of an era. The lines crumbled swiftly. Cyrus's troops outmaneuvered them at every turn. Before you know it, Opis is in Persian hands.
But Cyrus doesn't go in sword swinging. Nope, he pulls off one of the smoothest conquests in history. The people open the gates, toss flowers at the Persian troops, and act like they're welcoming a liberator, not a conqueror.
So Cyrus is now king of kings, ruler of Babylon and Persia. What does he do? He drops...
He's all like, freedom of religion for everyone. Slaves, let them go. Temples, rebuild them. It's revolutionary stuff for the time.
This isn't just good PR full, it's smart politics. By respecting local customs and religions, the Jews, who were exiled in Babylon, Cyrus tells them they can go home and rebuild their temple. No wonder they called him the Anointed One. The fall of Babylon wasn't just the end of a city-proof, it was the end of an era. The Neo-Babylonian Empire, but in its place rose something even greater, Foos, the Persian Empire, which would go on to become the largest the ancient world had ever seen.
This transition wasn't just a change in who sat on the throne. It represented a fundamental shift in how empires were run.
Cyrus's policies of religious tolerance and cultural respect became a model for future rulers. Now, you might be thinking, how do we know all this? Well, it's a mix of ancient writings and good old-fashioned digging.
Archaeologists have uncovered everything from grand palaces to humble clay tablets that tell us about life in these ancient empires.
the Cyrus cylinder itself. It was dug up in 1879 and now sits in the British Museum.
Cyrus's conquest didn't just redraw the map. It set a new standard for how empires could be run. Even when the pen is attached to a pretty impressive sword.